Alright. Let me just do the sound test. Alright, perfect. Let's go to Time Princess. This is the last story of the Marie Antoinette chapter. Now that the spring ceremony has finished, the wedding of Louis, heir to the crown, and Princess Marie is approaching. The streets of France are abuzz with talk of the affair, and everyone is excited for it, everyone except for me. The royal wedding means that there will be an extravagant ceremony and a grand ball, and my husband Jules and I attend even though we're penniless nobles. I patiently in my room worried about the cost of attending this wedding. Please come in. What are you doing, Gabrielle? My man is troubled, my dear. Is it about the royal wedding? Yes, I must purchase a new dress to attend it, and I'm concerned about the cost. Jules sighed deeply. We are rather tight on money right now, my dear. If I wear an old dress to the wedding, we'll become a laughing stock. You know our family finances have been in dire straits these past few years. Yes, I understand. It's just that. Don't you think wearing shabby clothes would tarnish your family's reputation? And we haven't made an appearance at a formal social occasion in a long time. You're right. I'll think of something. We look at each other in dismay, wondering how to cobble together the money needed for new clothes. Before we can come up with a solution, George turned his mind to another difficult question. Are you disappointed with our life, my dear? Why would you think I would be disappointed in our life? New clothes and social events are not necessary. I'm happy to be in with you here in Clay Manor. But Gabriel, you? I gently put my finger over Joe's lips to hush him. Our days in Clay Manor are not joyous. Gabriel, you really are an angel sent from the Lord. And what's more important right now is the lavish wedding of Prince Louis and Princess Marie. Shall we go to the bonner and procure some new clothes? There's little time until the wedding, and we should go and see him as soon as possible. Then we will go tomorrow. The next morning, my husband and I take a carriage to the bonner shop. If it is in the honor of Monsieur and Madame Paulina. Good evening, Monsieur Bonner. It has been some time, Madame Paulina, and you are as beautiful as ever. Bonner, with a pleasing smile, seems to have anticipated the reason for our visit today. Have you come because of the grand royal wedding is approaching? That's precisely the reason for our visit. Do you have any suitable ball gown on hand? He rubs his hands together nervously, showing an expression of slight embarrassment. Well, yes, but speak plainly. Well, you see, Monsieur Paulina, as you know, every noble in France has been invited to the wedding, so every tailor has ordered large quantities of material. I'm afraid you have come rather late, so the price will be higher than usual. How much? Bonner returns to his pleasing expression and continues. I can provide the grandest of ball gowns, and you must wear something worthy of the glory of the Polignac family. I think he's trying to upsell us. As for the price, it's only 50,000 livres. 50,000 livres. We need to talk this over. Bonner is about using the excuse of bringing us our ready-made dresses. I haven't expected the price of a ball gown to have gone up so preposterously. This has completely ruined our plans, and with our limited budget, we will have to make do with the cheapest clothing. The thought of those haughty nobles looking down on me because of a cheap dress makes me sigh. If you're worried about how the nobles on Versailles will judge us behind our backs, I'm afraid there's not much we can do, but we do have a secret weapon. Jules was piqued curiosity, and I can't think of any adornment that I would consider a secret weapon. Silly girl, the secret weapon is your natural beauty. Your beauty requires no adornment whatsoever, Gabrielle. I know Jules is only trying to comfort me, but I still enjoy the praise. My heart is lifted in joy. Do you really mean that? Of course, my Gabrielle, my beloved wife. A dress, no matter how gorgeous, is merely an embellishment. Your beauty cannot be hidden. You are making me blush. Pardon me, Monsieur and Madame Paulina. Have you finished your discussion? I have selected a few suitable dresses to show you. I asked him to come in and I pick out a most ordinary dress from those he shows. Monsieur Bonner, I choose this one. This one? I mean, there are ones that suit you better. Are you saying this one doesn't suit me? Of course it suits just why it was made for you. And if you have any other needs, please let me know. Now that we've chosen a dress, let's go home, my dear. Joe bends down slightly and reaches out his hand to me, gentlemanly manner, and I happily take his arm. All right, let's go home. May 16, 1770, the wedding ceremony of Louis, heir of France, and Maria Antonieta Bastia is to be held today. I get up early and apply makeup, and just wait for me quietly. Would I look disgraceful like this? Is this dress too plain, or should I wear some jewelry? You're nervous, Gabriel. You are beautiful as an angel. I should wear the ruby necklace my mother gave me. It was a most precious wedding gift. Could you help me put it on, my dear? Just help me with the necklace, and then rest his hands on my shoulder, and his eyes are gentle and warm. Just what you watch, Gabriel, and you will be the goddess of the palace of Versailles. Thank you, Jules, and perhaps I'm really too nervous. This is my first appearance in such an important occasion, so I'm paying attention to every detail. Though it's a newly tailored dress, it is very plain. The one eye-catching thing is a ruby necklace on my chest, and I keep staring happily at myself in the mirror until just gently reminds me. The carriage is ready, Gabriel. We should get going. All right, let's go. Although we were a little delayed in setting out, we have plenty of time, and as we get closer to our destination, our way is blocked by commoners flocking to the streets, hoping to catch a glimpse of the royalty. The carriages frequently stop before finally arriving at the palace. The banquet hall is crowded, and owing to our family's financial situation, Jules and I can only watch from a distant corner near the door. Brightly dressed nobles pass by ignoring us, and they greet each other with the usual formality. If it isn't the Comtesse Riosa, it's been a long time, and you're looking more beautiful and useful than ever. You too, Duchess Charles, and your dress is magnificent and complements your beauty with such perfection. You flatter me, and did you purchase this diamond necklace from Bonner? And such a paramount workmanship, and it's worth its high price. Your dress is just as gorgeous. If you had another mind in advance, I would have chosen it without hesitation. Hearing the conversation, I can't help but admire the Duchess Charles' dress, and the complex embroidery and detailed craftsmanship is familiar. Look, Jules, and didn't we see that dress at the Bonner store? Ah, yes, and that dress cost 50,000 livres. So what? If one can regularly attend banquets, and an expensive dress is nothing but a decoration. For a moment, Josco's remark shocked me. And what's wrong, my dear? You don't seem happy. The nobles overheard our conversation. Which noble family is that, dressed like a maid at a grand wedding? Don't be surprised, Duchess, and some people are born with poor looks and can do nothing but talk behind other people's back. And look at that ruby necklace. It looks like the one my grandma used to wear. How old-fashioned. Just becomes sudden at the noble's contemptuous remarks, and I don't feel any better either. The ruby necklace is our family's most expensive piece of jewelry. Am I really so unsuited for such an occasion? Just clenches his fist and his face contours. Jules. And as I steel myself to say more, the nobles become excited. Look, it's Prince Louis and Princess Marie. I set my thoughts aside and look at the center of the banquet hall, and Prince Louis and Princess Maria Antonia, wearing a gorgeous dress, made their grand debut. My gosh, the Austrian princess is absolutely beautiful. Her dress is so precious and luxurious. Everyone signs in wonder at the wedding music and falling flower petals and resounding applause. Even from the distance, I can feel Marie Antoinette's grace, generosity, and beauty. All of France's nobles are here admiring her looks, and someday, not far in the future, she will be Queen Marie, and she is destined for things far beyond my reach. Her beauty eclipses us all, especially me, the most inconspicuous person here. We are here today to celebrate the royal wedding between my grandson and Princess Marie Antoinette. I hope you all enjoy yourself in the grand ball that follows. As Louis XV says, a round of applause erupts and the nobles cheer. The nobles gather in the center of the banquet hall and begin to dance. The noisy chatter dies down and replaced by joyous music and the tapping of the shoes on the carpet. And I forget my early unpleasant emotions and I look at Jules standing there with knitted brows. Jules, my dear, what's the matter? Well, we're not danced together since our wedding. I tried to soothe my husband's anxiety and he's rather on edge. Perhaps realizing his demeanor, Jules' face relaxes and he manages to hint a smile. I'm sorry, Gabriel, I shouldn't be asking you. May I have the honor of this dance? He extends his hand in invitation, like a gentleman. Of course, Jules, and I will be delighted. I put my hand in his and we dance. Graceful and lively music fills the luxurious decorated banquet hall, and the rich aroma of wine intertwines with the fragrance of fine perfume, and dancing couples elegantly twirl while others engage in pleasant conversation. But even the most beautiful moments have an ending, and once the dance ends, you return to reality. Not long after the dreary royal wedding, Joseph's sister Diana comes to visit. Diana hasn't paid a visit since she became the contessa's maid. And what would be the reason for this sudden visit? As soon as she enters, Diana begins to criticize me sharply, expressing her great displeasure. How can you wear such How can you wear such tattered old dress, Gabrielle? No wonder you were mocked at the wedding. I Even if you're short on money, you must still dress well and you'll bring embarrassment to the Polignac family. She's about to delve into a sermon and I need to change the subject. You become Countess Artois May, very impressed. Well, of course, the Countess Artois is a member of the royal family and I've been making frequent visits to the Palace of Versailles recently. I mean, many important people I normally wouldn't get a chance to. What important people have you met? I've often seen Princess Marie, who recently moved into the palace. She's the envy of every woman. Her dresses are gorgeous, and she has countless pieces of jewelry, and most importantly about the esteemed title of royalty. A dreamy look crosses Diana's face. Even you envy her. I couldn't really see the princess at the wedding as I was far too away. Although the princess is beautiful, she's a little too arrogant and doesn't get along with Madame du Barry. Arrogant, really, and I thought, you haven't even been to the Palace of Versailles, have you? So you wouldn't know. That's true. I'm telling you, Princess Marie doesn't respect Madame du Barry and has never shown her any courtesy. From what I've seen, she's never even spoken a word to her. But given Madame du Barry's background, sticks. How many people in Versailles really think well of her? A fish? Can you give me the water bottle? Diana says this with a look of contempt as she too disregards Madame du Barry. Madame du Barry's background is indeed a little complicated. And the royal princess was the Princess of Austria and the status vastly different. You really know a lot, Diana. Diana then speaks in a haughty manner. If you could walk the halls of the Palace of Versailles like I do, you wouldn't think such things as a shocking secret. It's no wonder that I know more than most maids. After all, I am the first maid of the king's brother's wife. Mm. Tell you what, when I get a chance, I'll take you on a tour around the palace. You will need to dress better. At my insistence, Diane continues to share interesting gossip from the inside the Palace of Versailles with enthusiasm. As I listen to Diana, I begin to empathize with Princess Marie. Being surrounded by powerful nobles and countless rumors doesn't sound like a happy life. A long time has passed since Diana's last visit, and during that time the nation of France changed. The old king passed and the new king ascended the throne. Diana must be extremely busy with matters of the court, but who would have expected her to visit today? My dear brother, my dear Gabriel, it's been a long time. Diana wears a well-cut, luxurious design dress and an exquisite, expensive diamond necklace. She looks even more high-spirited than before. What brings you here, my dear sister? I thought you were quite busy these days. Alas, I am, and the Comtesse has ordered me to help her move into the palace. Sometimes I am waiting on banquets, other times I'm selecting her jewelry for her. She loves extravagant jewelry. The diamond necklace was a gift from me. Diana speaks with her pride, and her heavily powdered face showing the contours of a dazzling smile. The Palace of Versailles hosts regular salons for noblewomen, and everyone loves this gathering. And you won't understand anyway of this, and I trust everything has been well at a client manner. It's quite some time since last we visited. We are both doing quite well. Heavens, my dear Gabriel, you look like you got in center. And why are you still wearing these old clothes? And they're from years ago. Diana, you know our finances are tight, and that won't do. A woman's dress is the crux of her appearance, especially for someone your age. You have to dress with a little more glamour. I don't go out much, and there's nothing wrong with wearing old clothes around the house. The times have changed, Gabrielle, and as a noble woman, you must learn some social etiquette. Even when you're not being watched, you must look radiant. Well, just that it's the Rococo period, a time period in France where everything was happy-go-lucky before the bad times and the absence of cake, and there was no longer cake anymore. First, you need to put some more effort into your appearance. Like the French are sponsoring like the American Revolution, like during that time period really bankrupted them. And now, sister, stop lecturing, Gabriel. And what's the purpose of your visit today? Diana appears somewhat displeased at Joe's interruption, but her expression quickly becomes haughty again. Versailles is going to hold a ball soon. And as I said, I would like to take you both to the palace, and I'm finally making good on that promise. This is a splendid opportunity to join the noble social circle. You cannot pass it up. I can go to a ball at Versailles, but I don't have a suitable gown. Heavens, Gabriel, you don't have a single suitable gown? Diana grasped in disbelief into the side Jules frowned. It wasn't easy for me to obtain this opportunity for you, and the Queen Mary herself will be attending. You cannot miss this. Buy yourself a new dress right now, Gabriel. I don't care if you have to pawn your valuables or borrow money. Jules, we cannot lose face. Not just mine, but the face of the family, do you understand? Say no more, Diana. We will think of something. Jules sounds exasperated, but also a little tempted. Really, you sure you can handle this? Diana's arrogant voice is full of doubt. I'll get it arranged even if we have to borrow money. I am relieved to hear that after all, I only worried that something might go wrong. Diana seems completely oblivious to the awkward atmosphere, and she just keeps on talking. Alright, I need to go see the Comtesse, and you can't do without me. I'll come by 3 days to take you to Versailles. Diana does her chest off, leaving Jules and I with the problem at hand. Jules, I am glad to hear that you're willing to attend the ball, but our finances. My dear Gabriel, let me worry about the money. But this is the perfect opportunity for our family to make an appearance, and I will take care of everything. Jules comforts me for a while and then goes out to solve the money problem. I mean, he can either pawn off some like heirlooms, or he can go pawn off himself. The next day he said he has already resolved the matter and invites me to go dress shopping. I am somewhat anxious, but Jules assures me with confidence that there's nothing to worry about, and we then go on a carriage to go to the Boomer shop. Ah, if it isn't the Monsieur and Madame Polignac, and what an honor to have you visit my humble shop. Is there something I can help you with? Do you need a new dress, or I was wondering if you have any suitable ball gowns. What a coincidence, and your batch of dresses just came in, all produced by famous designers. Meticulous craftsmanship, look dignified and stylish, they luxurious. They will be a perfect match for you. Well, Bona, that might not be the sort of dress I'm looking for. Oh, Madame Paulina, is it something that concerns you? To be frank, we don't have enough money. Just frowns on my honesty. Money's not a problem, Bonnet, and you need only provide a suitable dress. But yours, my dear, we really don't have that much money for a ball gown. But if I ask you, are you going to attend the ball at Versailles? Yes. Well, since you're attending the Palace Ball, I will certainly give you an appropriate discount. I just so happen to have a dress that is both inexpensive and remarkably novel in design. However, the fabric is not best, if that is something you don't mind. If it still looks great overall despite the poor fabric. Seeing my hesitation, Bonner quickly asked, the discount on this dress is even better, but it's entirely your choice, for I can provide a dress of any quality. Jules, let's just make do with this time. We'll take the dress. Splendid, and of course I'll give you the best price. I told you you don't need to worry about money, just leave it to me. Spare no expense, like the Jurassic Park guy. And then since the Jurassic Park guy was going bankrupt, he didn't pay the programmer because it was cheaper to have everything automated. And then since he didn't pay the programmer like set all of the Jurassic Park things loose. So yeah, don't go cheap on like the guy that makes everything run. In the end, I can't resist Joe's persistence, so we buy the novel dress at a discount price. Before I know it, the day of the ball, it is the day of the ball, and Diana comes as scheduled, and we set off to Versailles in a carriage. I thought the dress would meet Diana's standards, but instead, she starts nagging incessantly the moment she lays eyes on me. Heavens, Gabrielle, what is the meaning of this? What's the matter, Diana? Your dress is so unpresentable. Didn't Jules promise to take care of this? Diana's face flushes as she gets all flustered and emotional. The balls on Versailles are highly extravagant affairs, Gabriel, and your appearance is downright disgraceful. If I didn't know any better, I'll think you just a servant and not the madame of our Polignac family. I... How can you wear a dress made of such inferior fabric? It's entirely inconsistent with our family status. I can't think of anything to say to refute her, and all I can do is lower my head and listen to Diana's increasing acrimonious remarks. I contest her to specifically ask me to bring some dignified noble woman with me. Diana's words weigh heavily on my mind. Is this dress really that unsightly? Am I not at all qualified to attend the ball of her size because of our family's finances are in such dire straits and I can't even afford a beautiful dress? I even earned the scorn and disdain of my brother and my husband's sister. Gosh, and what am I going to say to the contest with you attending the ball like this? Diana ignores my gloomy expression and continues to complain. Enough, Diana. I loaned out mother's ruby necklace in order to pay for this dress. I already done all that I can to meet your requirements, and do you want us to cancel the trip now? Well, of course not. Everyone knows that you're coming. If you're absent, you really took mother's necklace to the pawn shop. Sensing Joe's anger, Diana subconsciously lowered her voice a little. That's right, and where else would I get the money? Well, alright then, I suppose there was no other way. A better frown appears on Diana's face, but instead of complaining further, she merely sighs. With a heavy heart, we continue on the palace of Versailles. Is attending the ball really the right thing to do? Perhaps I shouldn't go, and once I start to have such thoughts, my anxiety becomes uncontainable. As the carriage approaches Versailles, I turn to look towards the glorious palace that looms ahead. Still frowning, Diana can't help but warn us. We are about to reach Versailles, and once there, stay close and don't look around as if you've never seen it before. I look down at the creases on my dress and try to smooth them out with my hands, becoming even more restless. It is too late to worry about it now. Let's go. The ball is about to begin. The carriage stops at the spire not far from the palace, and Jules and I could follow closely behind Diana in silence. We must pass through the beautiful gardens of Versailles to reach the grand palace door. Is that Diana? What a coincidence. Are these two behind you are? A beautiful dressed noblewoman, filled adorned jewelry, looks at Jules and I am surprised. Good day, Countess Ponier. This is my brother, Jules Polina, and his wife, Gabrielle. Diana doesn't seem to want to introduce us any further, so she changes the topic by enthusiastically exchanging amenities with the Comtesse. It has been so long, and your taste is as good as ever, and the polished gown suits you wonderfully. They walked towards the banquet hall, shoulders abreast, and Jules and I had to walk quickly to keep up. Jules, my dear, I'm a little nervous. Gabriel, my dear, be quiet and mind your etiquette. Jules really disciplines me so sternly, which makes me even more anxious. I follow behind Diana with every perturbed mind, and I'm not even in the mood to appreciate the astonishing decorations of Versailles until eventually we enter the banquet hall. At the end of the banquet hall stands the graceful Queen Marie, and nobles and crowd around her, and they all seem to be introducing other guests to her. Their faces are powder white, and they wear tall wigs, and their necks and arms are decorated in jewelry. As you can see, Queen Marie is very busy, and the countless nobles waiting to be summoned. You two wait here. I am going to find the Comtesse, and I'll come back after saying my greetings. Diana's tone is calm and indifferent, and she places us at the end of the summoning queue and walks off proudly. This queue is so long, and how many people are there ahead of us? Gabrielle, stay calm. Oh, Jules, my dear, and won't my dress be too disgraceful? There's no point discussing this now. Jules is partially impatient today. Is it because of the disagreement with Diana? I don't blame him. He did run to and fro to gather the money for this dress, and yet we slowly move forward with the queue, and the long wait makes us feel a little tired. And after a long while, Diana returns in her heavy, luxurious dress. In a moment, I'll introduce you to the Queen Marie. Remember these few things. Don't look out directly at the Queen and maintain my humble attitude and speak in honorifics. It's a lick boot. Be sure that you don't do anything disgraceful, understood? And as for your outfit, well, let's just hope Queen Marie doesn't notice. She examines me from head to toe and scoffs. I understand. After waiting a long time, we finally find ourselves standing before Queen Marie. Diana respectfully performs all of the noble courtesies and then smiles rather fondly and introduces Jules and I to the Queen. Queen Marie, this is my younger brother Jules Polignac and his wife Gabrielle. Good day, Your Majesty. I anxiously perform my courses and keep my head slightly lowered, and I can only see the Queen's intricate and extravagant embroidered dress. It is high quality material with gold trimming along the edge of the dress, and the workmanship is meticulous. Gabrielle said greetings. Queen Marie's voice is beautiful and gentle like a clear stream. What a gentle voice, and then Diana said that she's arrogant. My curiosity got the better of me, and I raised my head to take a brief look at Queen Marie. Queen Marie has a dignified and beautiful face with charming contours and a natural noble air about her. The moment I meet her eyes, she gives me a playful smile and looks me up and down with intrigue. Be at ease. She extends her hand and pulls me up and then takes me aside. Huh? I stiffen at the Queen's touch and look at her in disbelief. There's no need to be nervous, Gabrielle. Just chat with me for a while. Yes. The Queen keeps smiling, perhaps because of my nervousness. I rarely see you in Versailles. Yes, Your Majesty. I haven't visited Versailles ever since your wedding. Oh, why is that? Queen looks at me curiously, and it seems she merely wants to know the answer and isn't trying to give me a hard time. Well, is something holding you back? You can tell me. The reason I can come to the palace regularly is because of our finances standing, but to tell the Queen, I'm still anxious, and Diana's warning flashes across my mind, and don't do anything disgraceful. And despite my hesitation, Queen Marie shows no hint of frustration, and instead she waits for me patiently. Actually, the main reason I cannot come to the palace regularly is that my husband and I are not in very good financial situation. Faced with, faced with Queen Marie's kind disposition, I can help but blurt out the truth. Besides, we're not important people, so we don't really get the opportunity to come to the palace. I see. It seems that the Queen wasn't expecting me to be so blunt, and she gives me a look of surprise mixed with admiration. In this palace, it's rare to meet such a sincere and frank person. So you're noble, but you're dirt poor, huh? Finally, somebody saying, but like showing their true face instead of like being lying or pretending to be something they're not. Yeah, like she ended up liking the fact that she's like truthful. Queen Mary winks at me playfully and then warmly clasps my trembling hands. Allow me to invite you to the palace oversight to take part in the salon and ball. Eh? Queen Marie invited me personally, and this is something I had never dreamed of. Before I can even send Queen Marie, she's already pulling me to the center of the dance floor. Only then do I notice Diana watching with envy from the distance and the eyes of everyone present upon us. I look nervously at Queen Marie ahead of me, who stops and gives me another playful wink. Let's enjoy the ball together. Queen Marie approachingly makes me feel comfortably at ease, and I spend the entire evening by the Queen Marie's side. This is by far the most enjoyable ball I attended in years. Queen Marie and I started communicating frequently after the ball, and even when I don't go to the palace personally, we will still write to one another. She writes about sincere trouble or about interesting anecdotes, and gradually I learned that the Queen's personality is completely different from what Diana had described. Her Majesty the Queen has written to me again. How are you? Time in Versailles has been rather vexing and dreary as of late, and I wish to go out to have some fun. And I'm curious about the countryside of Clare Manor you mentioned previously, and I wonder if you will come for a visit sometime soon. Yours, Maria Antoinette. Heavens, Her Majesty the Queen is coming to visit me at Clare Manor. Gabrielle, my dear, and what are you so excited about? Oh, yes, honey, please listen. Queen Marie has asked if she could come to Clare Manor to pay me a visit. How do you think I should reply? Shock flashes across Joe's face, and then he clears his throat. That's splendid. It means that the Queen cares about you. You must not disappoint the Queen's expectations of you, and make sure that she is well entertained. His voice rises in excitement as he speaks. But won't this end up incurring more costs if we can afford it? Don't worry about the money, and a visit from the Queen obviously requires a reception of the highest standards. Have we paid off the debt from last time? I'll manage it. Don't worry. All that you need to think about is having a good time with the Queen. Joe's answer is very vague. Alright, I'll reply to the Queen right away. I'm so immersed in the joy of the Queen Marie's visit that I didn't notice Joe's strange attitude. I carefully fold the letter and put it in the drawer, and then I take out my quill and reply to Queen Marie. Your Majesty, I am well, thank you, and Clare Manor welcomes you to visit at any time, as I do, of course. Yours, Gabrielle. Not long after sending the letter, I received news of Her Majesty, the Queen's impending visit, and we start preparing merrily. The day of the Queen Marie's visit to Clare Manor has come, and Jules and I waited sadly by the gate, and before long the elegant carriage from the palace of Versailles arrived, and the Queen waves at me enthusiastically. How nice to see you, Your Majesty, and how have you been? Oh, Gabrielle, there's no need for formalities between us, just call me Marie. Queen Marie winks at me playfully, and having left Versailles, she appears to have let go of her queenly grandeur. Yes, my dear Marie, welcome to Clare Manor. Her cordiality and liveliness are always so infectious and soothe away all my anxiety. Jules, with a pleasing smile, seizes the chance to strike up a conversation. Your Majesty, welcome to our humble abode. In preparation of your arrival, my wife and I have made some renovations to Clare Manor. If you have any requests, please don't hesitate to ask, and we'll do our utmost to satisfy your every wish. Just behave as respectful, but this gesture feels a little strange to me. Oh, Paulina, and please leave us, and I would like to spend some time alone with Gabriel. Yes, Your Majesty, and if there's anything lacking in Gabriel's hospitality. With a polite smile, Queen Mary waves Jules off to the side. My dear Gabriel, and you have no idea how dreadfully boring life is in Versailles. All this courtly etiquette, having eyes on you all the time, correcting you, I simply cannot stand it. Mary complains to me as we stroll together through the gardens of Clay Manor. Even when I'm eating, there are many people watching me, and I have no freedom whatsoever. I thought that after becoming queen, you could do whatever you want. I had no idea. Not at all, and they watch your every word and every moment, and then report it all to the king. I guess Marie is rather lonely in Versailles. All the people might think the queen is possessed with power and unlimited wealth, but they don't know all about all of this. I like the carefree atmosphere of Clare Manor. If you really like Marie, then you're welcome to visit me as much as you like. Despite mastering the courage to invite her, I still feel somewhat nervous. After all, though our friendship is deep and she's still the queen. Well, of course, my dear Gabriel, and I need a companion, someone to talk to. Marie sits down on the garden bench and basking lazily in the sun and breathing in the liberating air. I have encountered some troubling matters recently. Marie hesitates as if she wants to tell me something but doesn't know how to say it. I take the cue to ask. Is it something about His Majesty the King? His Majesty and I haven't been getting along that well recently, and he's always reluctant to talk, and we can never have a proper conversation. The garden of Clay Manor houses all kinds of plants, and the gentle breeze creates a refreshing and peaceful atmosphere. Perhaps this atmosphere has put Marie at ease, and she gradually opens up to me. And the king is always so busy, and he may be my husband, but I rarely get to spend any time with him alone. It feels like he's grown distant, and even talking to him feels awkward. He'd be like, shouldn't we be trying to make heirs? Marie lets out a sigh, and without realizing she has confided quite a lot in me about the king's affair. After that, Marie starts visiting Clare Manor from time to time for tea and chat, and she confides in me and tells me the latest gossip, and we gradually become closer. And one day, right after tea with Marie, Diana suddenly pays us a visit. Oh, Gabriel, my dear, if it appears that you are quite flushed with success lately, my friendship with the Queen has given you a lot of confidence. Oh, Diana, sister dear, and I thought you being too busy as of late. As the first maid of the contest, I am naturally very busy, but I will never ignore my family because of that. Ever since she became the contest maid, Diana has seldom referred to us as family. Diana, why have you come to visit? Well, I should get straight to the point, Gabriel. You've grown rather close to Queen Marie, it seems. Diana's voice takes on an envious tone, and then when she mentions the Queen and I, but then it hardens again. You should put in some good words for our family to Queen Marie. Oh yes, you could try asking for a noble rank for yours, and it will strengthen our family standing. She sounds like she's giving me an order and that I must do as she says. What are you saying? You're telling me to take advantage of my friendship with the Queen. You're not taking advantage, silly Gabriel. You're merely looking out for your family. Are you telling me you can't do it? Taking advantage of my friendship with Marie for benefit of the family. How could she even ask that of me? I can't. You can. You're actually telling me you can't handle such a simple matter. Diana is furious. Diana, stay calm. Just cough slightly and then looks at me, and his tone is extremely tender. Dear Gabriel, and we merely wish you that you consider it for your family's sake, and also for yourself. Myself, as a Queen's close friend, shouldn't you possess status and wealth? We merely wish to establish a place near the Queen, and be it for you or for me. Your tone is very cordial and sincere, and he consciously glances at me with scheming eyes. This is my first time seeing him like this, and for a moment I cannot figure out how to reject him, and inadvertently fall silent. Listen to him, Gabriel. Jules has asked you so humbly, and now you're moved by his words. And these are countless people who yearn for the Queen's company, and yet she has chosen you. Since that is the case, and why can you consider it for the sake of your family? Even Diane's tone softened as she tries her best to persuade me. I'll think about it. Indiana couldn't resist their gazes, and I agreed to think it over. But I had no idea how to ask Queen Marie about this. Queen Mary's visit to Clark Manor's grow longer, and I can't help but worry about the rumors circulating inside and outside the palace. Today I stand at the gate as usual, looking forward to the wonderful tea time with Marie. Oh, my dear Gabrielle, you're always a sight for sore eyes. What's the matter, dear Maria? Is something gonna miss? Marie looks vexed, but I can't help worrying a little. I've been leaving this palace so often that even His Majesty has reminded me to reduce my trips. His Majesty would never bring this up without a cause, and the nobles must have made a complaint. I truly don't know why the nobles have to be obsessed with my every move, and I really had enough. Marie's eyes furrowed her brow, and this must be quite distressing her greatly. It is my fault, my dear Marie, and I should be the one visiting the palace and not the other way around. Maybe Marie keeps leaving Versailles to see me because she's being considerate of my family's financial situation, and yet I've taken Marie's kindness for granted, and the thought sends a pan of guilt through me. But Marie smiles and shakes her head, rebuffing my train of thought. Dear Gabrielle, this is not your fault. Rest assured, I will not let this drive us apart. She gives me a smile and winks at me, reverting back to her charming, lovely self, and I heave a sigh of relief. Of course I believe you, dear Marie, but I had no intentions of letting those nobles criticize me any longer, so I came up with this idea. What idea? Marie gazes at me hopefully and gently clasps my hands in hers. Dear Gabrielle, you can move to Versailles. That way I won't need to leave Versailles to share with you and enjoy your afternoon tea. You can also come to my salons and I'll have my designers make new dresses for you. Marie's face lights up as she starts making plans for the good times to come. Dear Marie, I'm sorry. I am very moved by your suggestion, but I have to refuse. I guess I'm a good friend with guilty look. After pondering about it, I decided to tell the truth. The Paulina family cannot afford to support the cost of us living in Versailles. I am so sorry, Marie. Unexpectedly, Marie laughs as if it's not a problem at all. You don't have to worry about the cost at all, Gabrielle. Since I'm the one who invited you to move to Versailles, it's only natural that I will bear the cost. And what do you think, my dear friends? Will you move to Versailles? And with such a generous and sincere offer, she earnestly invites me to stay with her again. I am truly moved by her words, and at the same time, I am reminded of what Jules said. He just wants our family to have a place near the Queen, and Marie will get less complaints from the nobles. And with these 2 points in mind, I gradually set my mind at ease. If I can fulfill my husband's wish and allow me to meet Marie more often as well. Dear Marie, I don't know how to express my feelings, and thank you, my dearest friend. Of course, I'm willing to move to Versailles. Wonderful, dear Gabrielle, and I have already prepared a room in the palace for you. Come quickly. Marie is overjoyed at my acceptance of her invitation, and after that we have a wonderful afternoon tea in the Clark Manor garden. And after Marie has left the manor, I quickly rush back to my room to tell Jules of this matter. Jules, my dear, listen to me. Jules was resting on the sofa and knits his brows slightly when he sees me rushing in without any regard to etiquette. What's the matter, Gabrielle? This is unlike you. My apologies, Jules, as you have not, but I have good news to share. What happened? Is it concerning Her Majesty the Queen? Yes, you're right. The Queen has invited us to move into the Palace of Versailles. Oh my, what a privilege. Is this her way of acknowledging that we deserve a place near her? But Gabrielle, my dear, expenses in Versailles are not small. The Queen said that she would bear these expenses. Just gets up from the sofa in surprise and clasps my hands tightly. This is wonderful, Gabriel, and you really are an angel sent by God to save me. I no longer need to live in the poorhouse. Thank you, and I knew you wouldn't ignore my request, and I knew you helped me. You has never sent me so much seriously before, and this actually makes me feel a little uneasy. But when I think of the fact that I'll be moving to Versailles soon, I am once again filled with joy. I hope everything goes well. I pray silently in my heart. With Queen Mary's assistance, Jules and I moved quickly from the simple rustic Clare manor to a gorgeous refined palace of Versailles. Everything feels like a dream, and for the first few days I am still overcome by excitement and I enthusiastically compile my belongings and try to make the new palace room more cozy and comfortable. And soon Diana pays me a visit. Ah, this room is more than satisfactory. It looks like Queen Marie really values you. As soon as Diana enters, she starts looking around my mirror and giving comments. But the vase you brought from our class is too old-fashioned. You should replace it. Good day, Diana. How is it? Have you gotten used to being here in Versailles? Yes, Marie has taken good care of me. How dare you call a queen by her name? Goodness gracious, and do you have the slightest idea how much trouble that would bring to our family? She screams at me as though I committed a heinous deed. Ah, but Marie asked me to call her by her name. Well, you still can. Listen carefully. Don't ever speak of her that way in public, even if the queen has asked you to. Diana scowls and her tone is unusually stern. Gossip is abundant in Versailles, and you must never be careless. Don't forget your place just because you move into Versailles and have received a little bit of the queen's favor. You must properly attend to the queen and earn more of her favor. And now that ever since Diana became the first maid of the content, she has been currying more and more favor. But to admonish me, or rather order me in such a blatant way, makes me really uncomfortable. But Marie and I were good friends. I summoned my courage to rebuke Diana. I don't want to make use of our friendship too. Diana sneers at me. You think Queen Marie gets along with you because she likes you? Surely not. Gabrielle, you're too naive. You thought she likes you, but she's only looking at the noble Pollinac family. Only the Pollinac family has your back, Gabrielle. Is that so? I never doubted the friendship between Marie and I, but Diana sounds so sudden she's starting to sway me. Gabrielle, you've never been caught in politics or Versailles, so it's not surprising that you don't know. Diana looks at me with sympathy, but her tone remains serious. I have been in many battles for many years, and I am well versed in intrigues of this novel, kind of like the intrigue you're brewing. You have to believe me. Indeed, Her Majesty the Queen has mentioned before that her frequent trips away from the palace arouse criticism from the certain people. More than criticism, other notable nobles in Versailles are talking about it in private. So Marie's frequent trips have caused a big fuss, let alone a noble woman like me who has no status at all. Diana's words worry me and I look at her nervously. But usually I only interact with the queen. As long as you're in the palace, it's hard to avoid dealing with other nobles. I have seen with my own eyes many nobles forced to flee Versailles because of nasty rumors and gossip. Heavens, that's terrible. Nobles act friendly toward you, but they're all too happy to stab you in the back. You can say the same thing about most folks. As long as I don't offend them. Yeah, so a lot of people just like stabbing you in the back because it's fun. Especially if like they play from software games. Desperately, I hold on to a sliver of hope that as long as I don't provoke anyone, nothing frightening will happen. That you don't need to provoke anyone for you to like earn enemies. Cause like they're envious that she's getting nice things from the queen and that's just enough to make enemies. But it's completely shattered by Diana's sharp retort. You're in Versailles because of the queen. The moment you lose her favor, not only you but the whole Pollinac family will suffer. You'll send us to the Bastille to rot. Her words lashed away at me mercilessly, leaving only fear and helplessness in their wake. Yeah, like it's a double-edged sword to like be a friend of like a powerful politician or somebody that's in like a position to like fill you with wishes, but also like hurt you really badly. Ever since Diana heaped her warnings upon me, I began to notice some rather unpleasant things. For example, whenever it's my turn to receive household supplies, there won't be any left, and damaged items in the room are never repaired, and the window leaks for days, and no one shows up to solve the problem. The weather turns cold, and Joss has been coughing for a few nights due to the chilly air at night. I then go looking for a servant in charge of household supplies and reside in the hopes of obtaining some warm blankets. I am truly sorry, Madame Paulina, the palace has been short of supplies lately. The servant hastily fends me off with the usual excuse, "What do I do now?" And sudden footsteps ring out behind me, and the servant's expression immediately switches to an ingratiating one. "Good day, Duchess Sandra, and why have you come to me personally?" "I was out for a walk, so I thought I'd drop by. I'm checking the fabrics and warm clothing you requested. I'll deliver them to you later. Do you have any other instructions?" I knew that you are a considerate soul, and after her conversation with the servant, she finally directs her gaze towards me. "Who might you be?" "This is Madame Paulina." "Oh, so you're the Paulina whom Her Majesty invited to the palace." I. The Duchess in front of me sizes me up with her gaze, and disdain flirts across her expression as she turns away without so much as a word. "All right, prepare a few top-quality blankets for me." "Yes, Your Grace." The conversation between the maid and the Duchess makes me think for a moment, and I decide to open my mouth. "I also need some warm blankets." "I'm very sorry, Madame Paulina, the current staff has all been reserved." "But—" "I am so sorry, Madame Paulina, I already reserved these." "It is a pity, but please don't put this hard-working servant in a difficult position." It's because the Duchess Paulina doesn't have money to give tips. There's not the slightest hint of regret in the Duchess Andres' words, and instead there's an air of superiority. "Are they deliberately neglecting me?" "It's because you don't tip, Gabrielle." "As long as I don't come into conflict with them, perhaps they will slowly turn their attention away from me." "Nope." Just as I'm about to leave, Diana suddenly appears behind me. "All of you have been too neglectful towards Madame Paulina, and she's the darling of the Queen, you know. If the Queen were to know about this, what do you think will happen?" Diana severely rebukes the servant, and the latter suddenly appears fearful. "Miss Paulina, you misunderstand what I meant is the supplies in the palace have been lacking. But since it's Madame Paulina's request, of course there will be resolved the shortage." The servant changes her half-hearted attitude and puts on an ingratiating face. The Duchess Andrews doesn't look pleased at all. "Diana, it's you, what a coincidence." "Duchess, it's been a long time, and I'm here to fetch the supplies for the Comtesse Artois." "Oh yes, I believe you have not met Madame Paulina. She's my brother Jules' wife." He moved overside at the Queen's invitation. "Please take care of her from now on." For once, Diana's haughty voice sounds like an angel's bell. "Certainly, certainly. I have other matters to attend to. Please excuse me." The Duchess flees in defeat, and the servant respectfully sees us off. "Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do to get a warm blanket for your husband that's probably got like some weird infection." What did people used to drop dead of in the 1800s? If it's a cough, then could either then it might be tuberculosis, and he won't survive that. Nah, it's not that. It's just a common cold, maybe, but you know. Like in those days, you didn't know whether it was gonna be something as simple as a common cold or something serious that will get you like uber dead. "I really wasted my breath on you the other day. As a Queen's darling, you ought to make use of your influence. Not only did you not use it, you were also being bullied." Diana shakes her head in exasperation. But what are you going to say?" "But I'm friends with the Queen." The queen's good friend is being bullied by a little duchess, and its words were to spread. Not only will you embarrass yourself and your family, but also the queen. But our friendship will embarrass Queen Marie. A heavy sorrow descends upon me, and everything in Versailles is so bewildering to me. But who will believe that we're simply friends? Even Diana refuses to. Listen carefully. You must learn how to make use of your relationship with the queen. Understand? If I haven't been here today, you wouldn't have been able to deal with that little problem. So I went from being bullied by the servants to being bullied by the sister or the husband. The palace of Versailles is a place that values power. If you don't know how to use it, you'll be bullied by everyone. Well, you could literally say the same thing about like any place where you put like a lot of politicians like together under one roof. Cause they all act friendly out in public, but like behind closed doors, they be stabbing with a knife. Oh, it may seem that I agree with her, but deep down inside, I don't support her view. Staying by Marie's side just to take advantage of my friendship with her is that really what power is? But a friendship is far more precious than such a shallow thing, isn't it? I just have to go on tolerating everything as best I can. It's not about tolerating it, it's about learning to grow like a backbone. Maybe. Well, whatever. I guess some folks like are non-confrontational. They just prefer to like avoid fights altogether. My days in Versailles have become more comfortable lately, and not because I learned how to wield power, but because Diana has been using her network to help me with my requests. Marie has also organized a walk-on ball for me, and it's such an overwhelming surprise. Dear Marie, do you think this ball gown suits me? I stand in front of the mirror, slightly embarrassed, and Marie is next to me. The lady in the mirror has an elegant updo and wears a gorgeous ball gown, and she's far removed from my normal self. Of course, my dear Gabrielle, this was tailor-made for you. Marie playfully winks at me and nods repeatedly in satisfaction. You've done so much for me, and I don't think I can thank you, and I don't know how to thank you. All I ask is that you stay by my side. The ball is for your sake. Be confident. I nod emphatically and go hand in hand with Marie into the ballroom. The ballroom is just as resplendent as before, and this lively atmosphere is filled with the most sweet aroma of wine, and momentarily puts me in a trance. It feels just like the day I attended Marie's wedding ceremony. I walk into the ballroom together with Marie, and everyone in the hall turns their attention at us. What should I do, Marie? I'm feeling nervous again. Don't be afraid, dear Gabrielle. I am here. Marie lets me take her arm, and we walk together to the center of the ballroom. The noble women who were exchanging greetings from one another start flocking towards us. Good day, Your Majesty. Duchess Andere, it has been a long time. Let me introduce to you my good friend Gabrielle Polignac. Madame Polignac, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Her refined and courteous manner surprises me, and I curtsy hastily. She's acting as if we had never met before. Good day, Duchess Andre. I'm still a little uncomfortable, but Marie's presence reassures me. Then I meet the noble woman I saw on the wedding day. Madame Polignac, you look stunning, and this outfit must have been designed by Monsieur Leonard. It matches your disposition perfectly like a tailor-made dress, so yeah. So like since they see me like being friends with like the queen, now they just being like very nice. Cause while they're secretly plotting to like destroy me. Cause I just have to face the people are in like places of power. Lady Paulina has suddenly gained Her Majesty's favor. Instead of flashing me disdainful look, they are just as polite as everyone else offering their greetings. They must have forgotten about the poor little noblewoman at the wedding. Just as I began to feel my interest serving, another woman comes up to Marie and it seems like she has something important to discuss. Dear Gabrielle, please enjoy your ball and I will come look for you later. Yes, Your Majesty. After Marie leaves, the crowd disperses in other directions, and not wanting Marie's efforts to go away, I try to find another people to converse with. And I approach to no one with their backs to me, and they seem to be talking about something. From time to time, they erupt in giggles. Oh, isn't that the Countess Riosa and Duchess Charles? I am about to turn around and leave when, once again, I hear a familiar scornful voice. Huh, that Paulina doesn't have the slightest hint of nobility in her, and she's simply a village girl. Right, and why would Her Majesty look so favorably down to her? It makes no sense. Maybe because as a village girl, she's frank and honest and not two-faced. Just saying. Perhaps Her Majesty just wanted an obedient pet. Paulina as a pet, Her Majesty will be devoured by those greedy hyenas. The mockery has the effect of an icy cold water and it wakes me up in an instant. So this is how they see me. An obedient pet, a greedy hyena, that's what I am to them. If the shoe fits, there's a chill in my heart, the likes of which I had never felt before, and for a moment I struggle to breathe. Suddenly there's a commotion in the distance and other nobles gather in the direction. Good day, Your Royal Highness. Is that the Princess Adelaida? I am suddenly anxious. Diana mentioned before that the princess can be really mean. Suddenly she walks towards me, followed by a crowd of noblewomen. The world really has changed. Now anything can enter Versailles. She flicks me a scornful glance, and the noblewomen around her start snickering. An overwhelming sense of grievance and sadness comes over me, and tears well up in my eyes, and I take a deep breath. Was coming to Paris or Versailles the right decision? Perhaps my friendship with Marie has come to my head, and in the humble, clear manner, I had unconsciously forgotten about Marie's royal status and simply enjoyed her company. But how could I forget? And this is the Palace of Versailles, the center of power of France. Madame Adelaide doesn't even care how I react, and after insulting me, she leaves together with a crowd. Well, you put like two women in a room, and then they're bound to fight. The special ball arranged for me has made me a target for ridicule. Instead, even after Marie's return, she can ease my pain and all the ball, and swiftly and simply. In the days after the ball, I begin to notice that I don't truly fit in the Palace of Versailles, and perhaps my friendship with Marie is just wishful thinking. Marie keeps inviting me for afternoon tea and to take part in her salons, but I keep declining. Diana and Jules are the ones who first noticed my strange behavior. Gabrielle, I heard that it's been a while since you have participated in the Queen's activities. This is unacceptable. Your mission is to properly attend to the Queen and earn more of her favor. And do you know how much gossip you're causing by cooping up in your room? The remarks are echoed by Jules. Dear Gabrielle, I don't know what happened in the ball, but hiding doesn't solve any problems. Perhaps I have not adjusted to life in Versailles yet. I replied despondently without telling them that I don't want to be criticized by the nobles any longer. Like people are always if you're not getting a lot of hate, like how they said in the Boondocks that haters gotta hate, yeah. And if you're not doing anything to that warrants hatred, then you're not being like successful enough. But you can just highlight this. I heard that the Queen personally came to invite you, but you declined. I haven't been feeling well lately. My attitude of refusing both the carrot and the stick results in Diana stomping on the ground and Jules declaring his failure in his attempt to console me. And he finally signs and leaves the room, leaving me alone in my depression and insecurity. Please come in. Surprisingly, Marie comes visiting again, which astonishes me and makes me feel guilty at the same time. Oh, my dear Gabrielle, and why do you look so pale? You've been acting strange ever since the ball, and have you declined all my invitations? What happened? You left me with a lot of like crazy noble people, that's what happened. I guess you finally realized that something is wrong with me. Dear Gabriel, dear Marie, after a moment's hesitation, after her everything to start to finish, and Marie sighs heavily. My dear Gabriel, and what do you think of a queen status? Very honorable, of course, but I've been unable to make any friends despite all the years in France. The nobles oversight may show their respect on the outside, but they are always secretly pointing their fingers at me, whether it's my outfit or my behavior. That they hate her because she's a foreigner. Marie has told me about this many times before. Back then I couldn't even imagine. Do you know that they call me the Austrian village girl in secret? Goodness, my dear Marie, I never imagined such a thing. When I think of the repulsive faces of these nobles, and I can help but feel terrible and my good friend. Don't worry, dear, I don't care about their criticism. After all, I'm the Queen of France. They're just jealous. Those two-faced noblewomen are merely jealous of my status and position. It's really sad, really. Even if I'm not qualified to be Queen of France, they are also undeserving of the role. Marie's proud countenance, along with her simple way of speaking, made her even more adorable. She gently holds my hands and looks at me with beautiful, sincere eyes. Now I finally have a friend. That's the most important thing to me. All these grievances I suffer seem to dissolve instantly, and I gratefully grasp her hand. So it turns out I'm not the only one who celebrates our friendship. Thank you, Marie. You're also very important to me. I won't care about how other people see me anymore. As long as I can be by your side, that's enough for me. My heart is finally free from pain, and Marie's word has taken away all of the feelings of inferiority and anguish. I am so thankful and honored to have such a wonderful friend, and this is the greatest blessing of my entire life. I grow ever closer to Marie, and we go on trips out of Versailles together. Today I'm in my room writing a letter to my family members when Jules suddenly rushes in. Diana also shows up in a state of excitement. Dear Gabriel, I have news. I've been named Duke Polignac by His Majesty. As Jules suddenly recounts the event, he gestures wildly with his hands and feet and seems absolutely overjoyed. Countess Artois told me that it was the Queen who asked His Majesty the King to bestow Jules with the title of Duke Polignac. Looks like you're taking my advice to heart, Gabriel. Diana's face is also beaming with delight, as if she can't wait for me to secure even more benefits. Diana, shouldn't we be happy for Jules first? Yes, my dear Gabriel, I knew you were an angel sent from the Lord. It's the same compliment, but it's not as touching as before. Sometimes I feel that I have the feeling that as I get closer to Marie, I become more and more distant from Jules. You should thank Her Majesty, and I play no part in it. Well, you know, friendships and marriage are like plans. If you spend all your time with the Queen, then you're not spending time with your husband. Of course, you're gonna grow distant. Don't be so modest. I heard that Her Majesty has expelled several women for your sake. The whole palace of Versailles is talking about it, and you've become the talk of town, for better or for worse. Diana says this rather sharply. I pay no attention what Diana says, and her exuberance suddenly diminishes. You have done well in attending to Her Majesty. Of course, you will look upon and act favorably towards your family. But don't forget that all of this is because of your family. Alright, Diana, if it weren't for Gabriel, I would not have received the title of Duke Polignac. Oh, my little brother, look at you. You're a duke now, and you must use your influence well. Diana and Jules talk about themselves, about their splendid future, and I end up feeling like an outsider, which is rather absurd. Now that Jules is a duke, his schedule is much busier, subsequently I become increasingly estranged from him. And at the same time I begin to accompany Marie more and more, and if not for Diana, I wouldn't even know that there are other rumors. Gabriel, you must be careful. The rumors about you and the queen are becoming more and more exaggerated. There are people who say that your relationship is unusual and even ambiguous. My relationship with Marie is ambiguous, and what sort of strange rumors are these? They even heard other women say that you have appeared in the queen's chambers in the dead of night. So like what she's implying is that like Gabriel and the queen are an item or a mating pair, if you would. There are also nobles who have complained to His Majesty the King saying that your relationship with the queen is improper. Goodness, how can such twisted rumors exist? And then a bit because they're just jealous of your success. I thought I was merely prepared, mentally prepared, but I'm still shocking to hear the details. Marie's chambers in the dead of night, that's preposterous. Of course, I believe that there's nothing going on between you and the Queen. I am just concerned about the nobles complaining to His Majesty the King. If they exaggerate it and His King Majesty believes them, there will be serious consequences for our family. Yeah, cause like this is like the 1700s, like a time period of like extreme intolerance. Like it's a dangerous situation for her. Cause nothing is gonna happen to the queen, whenever that situation like that happens with like rumors and stuff, the one that usually gets the worst is like the person with the lower rank, while like the high ranking individual goes on with their life. The same thing happened to like what's up Oscar Wilde, like the guy who wrote the Portrait of Dorian Gray. That he had like that he was like going out with like a noble dude, but then like he's the one that got sent to jail while the noble guy just went on with his life, and he's the one who lost everything while the other noble dude like lived happily ever after. Diana sighs woefully and she looks up and stares at me warningly. If His Majesty the King blames you, you must cut off all ties to the family, do you understand? Your insatiable demands are the reason for all these rumors. It's all your fault. I am already accustomed to Diana's treatment of me. Anything that benefits the family, she'll say I'm basking in the family's glory. But any nasty rumors are always my fault. In the beginning, I didn't particularly care about this strange rumor, but now I can't help worrying. Marie and I are merely friends, but what if His Majesty gets the wrong impression? The thought has been circling inside my head, and one day the king summons me for a private discussion. Oh no, has he heard the rumors and believes them to be true? I head anxiously towards the king's study and wondering how to respond to the accusation and then blame without involving Marie. Come in. Good day, Your Majesty. Get up and be at ease. I expected His Majesty to reprimand me, but he starts speaking in a gentle tone. Duchess Paulina, I've been wanting to thank you. His Majesty's words astonish me, and in all of the scenarios I thought, none of them come close to this. Thank you for keeping my queen company so that she's not lonely anymore. There's no need to thank me, Your Majesty. Our woman's so nervous that I start to stutter. Don't be nervous. I know that she's not happy in the palace, and your presence has rejuvenated her youthful spirit. I always thought that the king is serious and old-fashioned, but I never expected him to be so polite and gentle. And judging from what Marie has confided me, I thought that they had a rather joyless relationship, and who could have thought? Please continue to remain by her side. Somebody has to. Your Majesty, I never leave the Queen's side, and I thought I was the only one who understood how lonely Marie was in the palace of Versailles. And I never imagined His Majesty to be aware, and much less request me to accompany her. The king's lips curve up into a slight smile with my affirmation, and he seems to cheer up a little. As for the rumors in the palace, my heart starts to race again. I know that none of them are true, and I will send someone to deal with it. You have nothing to worry about. Somebody to stab it with a pointy end. Thank you, Your Majesty. I heard that you have been learning how to make Austrian desserts. How does he know? I noticed that the queen is a little homesick, so I wanted to surprise her, if your majesty may. Please keep this a secret from the queen for now. We have chefs who know Austrian cuisine, and I would ask them to help you. That is wonderful, thank you, your majesty. My conversation with His Majesty the King has come to an end afterward, and the palace gossip swiftly disappears. And probably the guy or the girl who was spreading such rumors. I grow increasingly confident that my friendship with Marie will not be affected by outside influences, and so I gradually find the courage to refuse Diana and just ever-growing demands. And I start spending even more time with Marie, not just in response to His Majesty's request, but also out of my own free will. Dear Gabriel, look at this new dress Leonard designed. Do you think it matches my necklace? Marie spins around in front of the mirror and asking sweetly for my opinion. Of course, my dear Marie, Leonard truly understands your requirements. It matches perfectly. He occasionally embellishes designs with Austrian elements, and such a lovely surprise. Whenever Marie mentions Austria, there's always a touch of wistfulness in her face. And you know how she's been longing for her homeland. Marie, look what I brought today. And I've been learning how to make Austrian desserts for Marie, and now I'm finally ready to give her a surprise. This fragrance is brioche. Oh, my dear Gabriel, you make me so happy. And I imagine that you will learn how to prepare Austrian desserts and that they will be so perfectly made. I am glad you like it, and I'm worried about you will disappoint. And after all, I never tasted a real brioche. And I had forgotten from the Austrian chefs in Versailles, and they were all very enthusiastic, of course, and the most important thing was His Majesty's assistance. Also, it was a goose day. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Gabriel. Marie gets gratefully takes a bite of the dessert, and her face blossoms into an innocent smile. It's fine, we are best friends. Despite the many unpleasant and even saddening things I encountered in the Palace of Versailles, as long as Marie is by my side, I can overcome all difficulties, and I'll stay by my friend in the Palace of Versailles for as long as she needs me. Obtain the ending, eternal company. Alright, this was the last chapter of the story of Marie Antoinette in Time Princess. And the next one I'll probably stream, I think maybe Princess Sisi. Well, don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you like this content. Bye bye and God bless.